On the morning of September 10th, 2025, a 22-year-old grade A student, Tyler Robinson, whose grandma described as squeaky clean and friends knew as someone avoiding politics, drives 240 miles with his grandfather's World War I Mauser rifle to assassinate Charlie Kirk, prominent CEO of Turning Point USA, with a single perfect shot to the neck from 142 yards away. The 2,800 foot-pounds kinetic energy of the bullet getting miraculously fully absorbed by Kirk's healthy bones, leaving no exit wound. Kirk is luckily replaced within days by his widow, who immediately launches TPUSA's biggest fundraiser and steers the organization back in the exact opposite direction following the demands of wealthy donors, making even MAGA great again. The conveniently lone gunman arrives at 8:29 a.m., walks around campus for hours with a giant rifle without anyone noticing, climbs onto a rooftop, then disassembles his rifle in under 6 seconds, fits the 24-inch barrel and 30-inch stock into a nearly flat backpack. All unseen, jumps off the building, reassembles the rifle without the screwdriver that was allegedly found on the roof, hides it in bushes, where the FBI finds it fully assembled and authorities trace it to Tyler's grandfather instantly. But that's okay, because tracing untraceable things is what law enforcement does. Robinson then stops at Dairy Queen for ice cream because that's what you do after committing murder, before texting his trans roommate in perfect Gen Z to look under his keyboard where there's a note saying, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it." And his roommate responds with 14 question marks, and Robinson texts back, "I had enough of his hatred," and instructs, "Delete this exchange," in the same messages he wants deleted, which the FBI recovers anyway. But that's okay, because asking people to delete evidence via the evidence is standard criminal procedure. Luckily, the media knows it's a crazy leftist lone gunman within hours, and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu immediately denies Israeli involvement twice before anyone even accused Israel of anything. Calling such theories insane and claiming Kirk was 100% loyal to Israel, though forgetting Charlie had declined his invitation to visit Israel. Forgetting Charlie lost $2 million from a Jewish donor for refusing to cancel Tucker Carlson, and forgetting Charlie texted, "Leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause." But that's okay, because loyalty to Israel should never be questioned, even when the person explicitly said he was done with it. Within days, Erica Kirk, who met Charlie through Trump and beauty pageants, takes the CEO chair and announces on live TV she forgives Tyler Robinson. But that's okay, because forgiveness is bigger than investigation. Mikey McCoy, Kirk's chief of staff, who had been filming everything all morning, decided within 0.8 seconds that there was nothing to see and walks away calmly while on his phone. Another TP USA staff member, Terrell Farnsworth, within seconds also pulls out his phone to film a selfie declaring, "Charlie is dead," without actually caring to look at Kirk, apparently depending on his miraculously sensing, like Mikey, then removes the SD card from the TP USA camera behind Kirk to secure it by handing it only to the feds. But that's okay, because removing evidence from crime scenes to secure it is totally normal. Although there was no ambulance at this 3,000-person event, fortunately, Kirk is driven in an SUV to a second-choice hospital farther away. But luckily, people from IP addresses only in Washington, D.C. and Israel had Googled the names of doctors at this small Utah hospital in the weeks before the assassination. But that's okay, because pre-event Googling of small-town medical personnel from foreign intelligence capitals is perfectly routine. After Tyler's father recognizes his son from photos and convinces him to surrender, he collects the $1 million reward offered by a Jewish TPUSA donor. Tyler surrenders, but never confesses to police, despite allegedly confessing via text, Discord, and a handwritten note. But that's okay, because why confess to police after confessing to everyone else? Meanwhile, Utah Valley University hasn't released any records after months. 20 federal case numbers missing, search warrants sealed, and Kash Patel ensuring that Tulsi Gabbard doesn't help investigate, and the judge puts a gag order on all 3,000 witnesses. But that's okay, because the fewer people investigating, the more thorough the investigation. This is the official story of Tyler Robinson, lone gunman, brought to you by the same media that told you the truth about JFK. Weapons of mass destruction, 9/11, COVID lockdowns, Nordstream, and safe and effective. If you have any questions, you're a batshit paranoid, Charlie-hating anti-Semite. If you love MAGA, Charlie, freedom, apple pie, and your grandma, you will never express doubts about this story ever. Because ignorance is strength.